What's up? Now, we got to understand some things here, and I want them to be clear. Bruce Lee, one of the baddest martial artists ever to walk this planet. But, was there somebody out there who could beat him? Was there one person that could take down Bruce Lee? Everybody was like, is it Bruce? Is it Chuck? Is it Bruce? Is it Chuck? Even Chuck don't think he would lose to Bruce in a real fight. He would lose. But Chuck don't. Chuck, he believes he could beat Bruce Lee. But they're basing it off the system of Bruce never fought in tournament style. But the person that would beat Bruce Lee, nobody talks about. He's the person I think is the closest ever and would definitely challenge Bruce in a fight would be Frank Dukes. Frank Dukes, remember Bloodsport? Kumite. When Van Damme played Frank Dukes fought in Kumite tournament. That's freestyle fight. That's MMA without the rules. People have died in Kumite. He holds 4 world records in the Kumite. He was undefeated in Kumites. He has 56 knockouts in a single tournament. 72-mile-hour. Fastest kick with a knockout. 72 miles an hour? Can somebody throw a kick 72 miles an hour? 0.12 seconds. Fastest knockout with a punch. 3.2 seconds is the fastest knockout, period. Frank Dukes was a dangerous man. For 5 years, from 75 to 1980, he fought 329 matches. World heavyweight, full contact Kumite champion. Retired undefeated. He studied ninjutsu. You've seen Bloodsport. You've seen his story. You know the man was incredible. Now, he watched the Bruce Lee film and said Bruce was highly on the right track to making something totally new as far as fighting and everything. But in a tournament style match, he don't know how well Bruce would have actually done. As far as choreography and all of these different things with moves and techniques, yeah. Bruce is very good. He's very talented. His moves some of it was revolutionary. But so was Frank's and his Duke Rise system. But Bruce studied Wing Chun. In case you guys didn't know. You guys probably thought he studied Jukendo. He studied the Wing Chun. And because he studied the Wing Chun, things were a little different for him. He was a hybrid martial artist. He was studying that and he developed it into other styles and things that he picked up. But his core was the Wing Chun, which is definitely one of the best martial arts out there because it's based off using your momentum against you. But after combining other influences and philosophy, he went and came up with his own concept. Juke Kingdo, the way of the intercepting fist, was just another form of Wing Chun. Just added more things to it. Now, Bruce had the physical abilities to make the art way more deadlier than anybody else in the game because Bruce was such a philosopher. And that was the part of his martial arts that a lot of people didn't understand. He was so smart and cerebral. He understood that anybody could make a martial arts movie, anybody could do martial arts. It's a whole different experience when you go out and practice these moves to actual combat and wrestling. People misunderstand. And that's what he's often said. People misunderstand. They think I cannot do these things. Like how the UFC is, people they misunderstood him. Martial arts, most fights end up going to the ground with grappling. He knows how to grapple. But you can't play real martial arts. In a real fight, a martial artist is to strike you to the point where you can't hurt him anymore. So when they strike you, it's to hurt. That's it. It's to stop you from hurting them. It's like I gotta stop you because you're gonna hurt me or others. So I can't play with martial arts, So even though we might spar, I'm pulling back. I'm not going full speed. So you've never seen Bruce Lee really at full speed to hurt, to really put injure. And he said that is the greatest martial artist in the world. When they've often asked Bruce Lee, are you the greatest martial artist in the world? He says the greatest martial artist in the world is a man who never had to throw a punch. He does not have to throw a punch. That's the greatest martial artist in the world. The greatest martial artist can convince you and win fights with his mind. He does not even have to throw a kick or a punch. That is the world's greatest martial artist. And that's something that you guys never really hear from Bruce when they mention all of his great quotes. When they say, well, what do you do if, 20 guys are coming after you, and they're ready to fight? What would you do in the situation? Bruce said, run. I'm going to run away. 20 people coming to fight you? He's like, the odds of you surviving that is not high. Hopefully you're better conditioned than them so you can outrun them. So it'd be best to get away. Therefore, you didn't get hurt, they didn't get hurt, you got away. So the best thing to do would be to run. If you're a martial artist, you should be in shape enough to run and get out of that situation. So a lot of people don't understand that part of being a martial artist, a lot of it is mental. Just like they say about athletes. This game is 90% mental, 10% physical. Same thing with martial artists. So as great as Frank Dukes is as a weapon of force and full contact sports, we never got a chance to see Bruce do that. Because if Bruce Lee was doing that, I think he would have brought the same record. I think they would have a hard time beating Bruce Lee in full contact martial arts. Bruce could really seriously hurt people as far as the conditioning he was. For his size and his strength, to be as small as he was like unheard of in the 70s. So I don't know, man, but I think the closest guy that would have contended with him, would have challenged him, is definitely Frank Dukes, more than Chuck Norris. Love Chuck, but Chuck could beat Frank. I'll tell you that now. He would have never beat Frank Dukes. No way. Frank's was way too deadlier of a fighter. Mm-mm. So Frank Dukes, Bruce Lee. You tell me, which one you think would have won in full contact sport? I'm out.